Yeah, hi, welcome to the channel. Today I'm not tripping away anywhere. I'm actually going to do a little bit of work on the Harley, so I'll just show you what I'm up to. So I've bought from Purpose Built Moto. Now they are down on the Gold Coast from what I can work out. I did Google their website, but it doesn't sort of say too much. They do a heap of different stuff, lights, which I'm doing. So I'm putting these little blinkers, because I've done the tail tidy on the back of the Harley, and I just feel there's not enough light, you know, as in turn signals and brake lights. I just wanted to add to that. And I've done a lot of looking around on the internet, and they're all about $300 for anything similar. So this Purpose-Built Moto down on the coast, they're selling these for about 120 bucks for a pair. Yeah, so and they feel really good quality. They really do. Heavy, solid. Come in a nice little package with this nice soft stuff, so they don't get damaged. Beautiful. So you'll see there's 3 wires on here. So we've got a black, which is the earth, we've got a yellow, which is the turn, and the red, which serves 2 functions. It's the stop tail light, I'll call it, so daylight running, whatever you want to call it. So that's the red one. So to do the red one, so it's a stop tail, because it's only 1 wire, you need 2. You've got to buy the splitter. So this red wire goes to the red wire on the tail light, like that, example. That will be your daylight running tail light, and that will be your brake light wire. And I'm guessing there's some sort of gizmo diode in here that stops power going back the wrong way and upset the CAN bus system on the Harley, so I hope it doesn't do that. I hope this works for me, because I'm guessing when the tail light's on, putting 12 volts down here, there'll be some resistor in here that will turn it into 6 volts and then make this light only glow at half strength. And then when you put your brake light on, it puts 12 volts down the red wire, and it puts 12 volts through to this light to make 12 volts, which will make it really bright. Anyway, I'm going to go downstairs now. I'm going to put the Harley on the stand and pull the seat off and work out where I'm going to put them, and do a little bit of a dummy wire up, just like I said, to make sure this doesn't upset the CAN bus system, because modern vehicles now are a pain in the arse, and I'm glad I'm not fixing this shit anymore, and I've given the mechanicking away. So anyway, let's go downstairs and we'll give it a go. Alright, see you down there. So have I told you how much I love my motorcycle stand? Sorry about the light, it's a bit bright outside and I'm under the house. But yeah, you can pump it up here by the foot, or if you're lazy, and I haven't got the air compressor here, otherwise I'd use it, you can pump it up via the air fitting there. Bloody brilliant. So this is the tail tidy. You can't see it real well, but all it's got is lights down the side here, up the top and down the side. So they're indicators and running lights, and also they're brake lights. So there's not a whole lot of lights there. The original one they had a big blinker here on both sides, and a big ugly number plate light, and it was just huge, and it just looked a little bit ugly. Well, this is really nice and tidy, just not enough lights. I'll just turn the ignition on and show you the running lights and blinkers. Now I'll just turn the hazards on, that'll do. Hazards are blinking. Yeah, so that's the hazard lights on. Just just not quite enough. So that's your daylight running. And I just felt it wasn't enough. And I'm hoping these little lights, wherever I've put them, whether I mount them to the mudguard here or to the tail tie itself, I might just put them in the mudguard. Anyway, we'll get into it and I'll work out where they're going to go. So that's one thing I love about the SportGlide. That just took me about 14 seconds to pull the pannier boxes off and the backrest and make it a strip down, and just 2 clips here and the whole front comes off, and then she's just a stripped down naked cafe racer, drive in and have a mocha chocolate sort of a bike, but I like to leave all the bags on. Righto, let's get the seat off. Well, there you go, 25 seconds later I've got the bike half full to pieces, seats off, pannier boxes and the backrest tail bag all gone. Righto, let's get into this wiring. So righto, I've got the seat off. These are the tail light wires, so these go back to the tail tidy. So they will be stop turn tail light wires. So we've got a red, a purple, a black, a brown and a blue. So I'm just going to probe them all and see what does what. Well, I'm guessing black's going to be earth, brown's normally tail, red's probably brake, and I reckon purple and blue are left and right turns. But anyway, I'll probe them and I'll get back to you. Okay, so I was slightly wrong. Blue is the tail light, brown is the right turn, black will be earth, red is the stop, and purple is left turn. So I've just written all them down here. So I'll splice into these. I've dummied up the blinker tail lights over there, so I'll just dummy splice them into here, test everything works and doesn't upset the CAN bus, and then I'll try and work out where I'm going to mount them. I'm still thinking just there, just right there will work. There's nothing behind, just right there should work, or down here maybe. I'll have to cut them little spaces on an angle so they sit at 90 degrees to the bike. Anyway, we'll work that out. I'll splice into here and we'll test it out before I go any further. Okay, so I've dummy wired all this in here. Now, it does look like a bit of a dog's breakfast, but trust me, it's safe. I've got insulation tape around most of them. Everyone else is split up, separated. The lights are just sitting here. Okay, ready for smoke? Ooh, hang on, look at that. Well, there we've got tail lights. We've got brake lights. Geez, they're bright little buggers, eh? So stop tail. Come on, what's wrong with my turn? Is turn turning? Oh no, there we go. Turn's turning. So that'll be right turn. Turn that off. And that'll be left turn. Geez, they are good, eh, for the size of them. Like, they are as big as my thumbnail. They are bloody brilliant. Okay, we know they're going to work. We know it's not upsetting the CAN bus system. I think we'll go ahead and mount them up and tidy this mess of a wiring system that I've got here up. We can't leave it like that, eh? Okay, thanks. I'll see you in a minute. So what I've done here, I've just made a bit of a template up. It's the shape of that part of the mudguard. And up underneath here, there's nothing in the way. And X marks the spot. I reckon that's where I'm going to mount that light. So it should end up looking so it will sit, I'm guessing, about there. Okay, so I've worked out that the blinkers are going to, or the lights are going to go here. X marks the spot there. So I made that template up, which I showed you. Put it on the other side. Then as a double check for myself, I've measured from places. Still wasn't overly happy, so then I put a straight edge across here and drew these lines on both sides. And now I've measured from lines to double check myself. And I'm absolutely shitting myself now. I'm going to drill a hole. Okay, starting off small. I could have got a blunter drill to make this go a bit slower. There we're going to go. Okay, now that's gone through just perfectly. Okay, I'll put the bigger drill in. So just as a safety thing, because that's bare metal in there now, I've got this rust preventive tactile, it's called, or tactile. And it's a really good rust preventive. So I'll wipe it all around the hole. We can wipe the excess off. It dries to like a wax. So we'll just put heaps of it in there. One. Yeah, look at that. That looks nice. Okay, let's do this one. And just like that, they are both done. And I think they look pretty schmick. Sorry about the lighting. I'm looking in from the dark out into the light. I suppose it's not turning out real well. Okay, I'll splice into these wires and extend it all. Then come up inside the mud guard, follow the other tail lights, and we'll get this mess here tidied up. Okay, so I've got all the wires ran, the 2 wires coming from each tail light. Run them all up inside the mud guard here. I'm going to go and have some lunch, but I'm going to come back now and I'll splice all this together. And we are finished. So after I've done all that, I'll show you the finished product. I think that's plenty of light now. Holy dooly. If you miss that, there's something wrong with you. So she's all wired up. All these wires are tucked back in properly. You can hardly tell I've been there. Okay, we'll have to put all that back on there. Yep, I think they fit really nice in there beside the pannier boxes. It just fit really neat. I like it. Okay, tune in for the next one.